Yo, what's going on? This is another episode of Straight Talk, No Chaser. I am your host, Gregory, aka Lee Nose, accompanied by my boy.
It is the Mile High Guy, 5280, John Alvarado, Colorado. Man, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Life, life, man. Allergies, man. You can tell when the season changes, boy. I tell you, excuse me. I be trying
On
to get these
cue.
allergies.
On cue, bro.
And it never fails. If y'all pay attention to these episodes, I am dying in the morning time. Dying in the morning time. I take Zyrtec, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget. But yeah, man. Uh, I may have to blow my nose. I don't even know. I should have bought tissue. Um,
You know what? That's the power of editing, bro. We can make
I
that
ain't editing shite. They get what you get. What you get. You get what you
happen.
get. Like, there is no editing in life. You get what you get.
Damn. That
There is
means he's
no
gonna, he's gonna blow his nose all over this podcast. What's up?
100%. You get what you get. This is straight talk, no chaser. But I want to get into the topic, man. I called you, like, had a brainstorm,
Yep.
my power walk with my son, and that's like my therapy moments where I just stay to myself, just listening to what's inside your head because you have that voice inside your head, and it's a little curveball of a question: whose voice is that? Who's talking to you inside your
Yep.
head? Who is that? Right? So I listened to it, and I called John. I'm like, hey, I got an idea for an episode. I want to talk about B, not Beyonce. I'm sorry, everybody. Nah, talk about B, like not just the letter BE. I want to talk about B because most people in life don't know or are misled or have no direction when it comes to becoming something or being anything, or uh they just know how to exist and want to coast through and sometimes become forgotten,
Mm.
or so that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about, B.
Bro, the first thing that comes to my mind when you say that is that Black Eyed Peas song. I'm a bee, I'm a bee,
I swear
I'm
to
a
goodness,
bee.
I was about to start the show like that.
Bro,
I
the
was about to
thing
start the show
is,
like that. That song was fire back in the day.
bro, hey, they were fire back in the day, man. I
They
was kind
were,
of bummed
and
out
then
to
they
see them
then they
go their
let
different
Fergie
ways.
then they let Fergie do the national anthem, and they fucked it all up. Like,
Shout out to the Black Eyed Peas. You
and Will
guys are
I Am is a
legendary.
monster. Will I Am is a monster.
Ah, bro, but I think about that a lot though, man, because when does that happen? Right? Because
Right.
here's why I say that, man, is when you're young and you and I were from that golden age, man, where we wake up on Saturday morning and the cartoons will be on till what, 9:30, 10 o'clock. And as soon as that adult show came on, mom was kicking you out the house. Go play. Get out the house. Get out of here. And I don't want to see you all day. Hey, you don't have to tell me twice, mom. I'm out. Grabbing the bike, and me and four homies are taking off down the street. We'll see you when the street light comes on. And the
Yeah.
thing is, bros, I gotta say, back then, I wasn't sitting there going, "Who am I? What kind of guy am I? Who do I want to be in this world?"
Right.
And what I mean by that is, it wasn't that I was existing, bro. I was in those moments.
You
I
were
could tell
just
you, bro, and this is
being a
why
kid.
this is why you guys like us have so many dope stories,
Yeah.
is because we weren't staring at our damn phones with four of our homies in the
We're no
freaking restaurant and posting TikToks,
100%.
right?
There were no phones. I knew everybody's number by heart back then.
Yeah. But dude, I'm just saying, I think what it comes down to, man, is when you think about being in those moments who you were and loving every minute of it. Now all of a sudden, but when does that switch? When you're a teenager, when you have your first heartbreak, when you turn 18. Talk to me about when you think that switch happens, bro, from when you go from being to existing.
it depends on your upbringing and then your guidance and your the parenting, if you will. It all depends. We all grow up in different circumstances. We all, either are, misinformed or misled by, those who raise us. So
Mm,
are you either you're encouraged to become anything that you want to become, or you're told to, be who they want you to be. So, or you're told to, you're raised this way, you're raised looking a certain way. So this is how it has to be. So it depends on your upbringing. And it's the second letter in the alphabet, right? But it comes first in life because
mm.
in order to have an A game, you must be successful. You
Oh,
know, in order to be something, you have to, it comes first. You have to be something in order to have an A game. So
man.
that's how I think of life. So it all depends on how you're raised. And I'm really
Yeah.
about to blow my nose because I can feel it dripping. And so continue this song. I can hear you. Continue.
Well, what I'll say in regards to that is
I got my mic on, so you might hear me
no,
blowing.
no, you're good, bro. You're good, man. Do you. What did you just say? There's no edits in life, damn it. There's no edits in life. But I just think about when people say to me, I've always been this way. This is how either like Lee said, like how I was raised. And that to me is just kind of one of those things where I believe it's a cop out, right? Yes, that's true. But when do you flip the script? And that's why I don't ever remember when I was 10,
Um,
11, 12 years old going, "Oh, I've always been a procrastinator. I've always been bad with money. I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do that." I don't remember. I just remember being, living,
um,
and doing my thing and not feeling the need to identify who exactly I was because I was just a kid doing his thing and
yeah,
didn't have all these rules. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, the flip didn't really happen until around like 14. Uh, Only thing I knew when I was younger was I was a different color because you learn about your race before you learn about anything else
Yep.
where,
Yep.
where I'm from. So I knew what color I was. I knew that the world was not for me, that I had to work extremely harder to be successful. These are the things that were instilled. I learned that either in my area that I had to sell drugs, do a sport, or be in jail or dead. That was it.
Damn. Damn.
Those are my options. Or you could be a rapper.
Yep. Yep.
Those are my options. So I had to learn, which avenue to go down in order to become who I was supposed to be. But at 14 was a switch because I started to see people for who they really are. Um, you know, you're
That's a lot at
showing,
14, bro. That's a lot.
bro. New York, you grew up very fast in New York City, very fast. I had keys to my house at 10. Like
Wow.
you grow up very fast in New York City. So 14, you see people for who they really are. Your friends aren't really your friends. Um, you see shootouts and violence, and it's a lot of different things that you see. It's like a smorgasbord of
It's
of
crazy, bro.
different things. So
Yeah.
I learned quickly which direction I wanted to go into, which wasn't the right direction, but I wanted to be with people who um were going in a direction I didn't want to go into. And that's what, everybody not everybody, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people that I grew up with are affiliated. You know what I mean? They're affiliated, whether
Yep.
it's,
Yep.
depending on what color you wear. I had people on both sides, still do.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, but watching my friends and family die, go to jail, get strung out on drugs, being something I didn't like seeing, I learned quickly that I wanted to become something else.
Wow.
So around that time, man, and then as I got older, I didn't stay with the crowd. I'm from the projects, but I mean, who wants to stay in the projects? So I
Yeah.
ventured out. I ventured out from the projects and went to neighborhoods where I didn't see a lot of me. And I learned how they lived and what they did. See, a lot of people don't do that. They you stick to what you know, but
Hmm.
you don't know what you don't know. So I ventured out. And to this day, I tell people who I used to hang out with, they're like, "Damn, you used to hang out with them?" I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I ventured out of my surroundings to see what I could become and hang around people who were different from me. So yeah, man. What about you? When did it flip for you?
Bro, I would definitely say that it was the teenage years. And I was speaking to you about this offline, but being the oldest, I was the first one to try everything, right?
Yep.
Including be responsible for my younger siblings. If, mom and dad went out for the night and we still had a babysitter, but they were like looking at me going, "Hey, you're the one. It's going to be on you if things go south, if your sister gets in trouble or your brother gets into the candy or whatever it is." I was always that person. So I would say my teenage years, man, because I always felt like I needed to be somebody who was a role model for everybody.
Right.
So because of that, I was trying all kinds of things, man, just getting into everything. But at the same time, well, from a high school perspective,
Mm.
this is going to be weird for a lot of people, but I actually loved high school. I was in sports. I was in ROTC. I just took advantage of high school all the way through. I was probably the only one of my siblings that did that. Everybody else kind of went the other direction. But for me, again, I felt as though it was my duty to be A1 top notch and never disappoint. So
Yeah.
imagine that pressure, right? As a teenager, not wanting to disappoint the mom and dad, not wanting to disappoint my siblings, my aunts, my uncles, everybody that would always come up to me and be like, "I'm so proud of you." So there was always that stigma for me that I needed to be A1 perfect
Yeah.
every single time. So the second I messed up, it wasn't that they were disappointed, it was me going, "Damn." And guess what happened? I would beat myself up so much that now I started playing head games with myself.
Mm.
So I would say, bro, teenage years for me is when that really started to kick in, and then self-sabotage happened. You go, well, I'm already doing this. I might as well keep
Um,
it up. And bro, I think the reason why we're talking about this right now is because you look at us now as men and you see the same pattern developing for the younger
well,
generation.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I said. It depends on the upbringing. It depends on the what you're taught, and the parenting, the guidance that you're given. Because a lot of people don't know or don't want to know how to change the narrative.
Mm. Oh,
So they continue to keep the cycle going.
damn.
I ain't gonna be shit, so you ain't gonna be shit. So
Mm.
that's that's just straight talk, no chaser.
Damn.
You know, I come from a poor family, so you come from a poor family, so you're gonna be poor. So that's in most cases that's how it is. I'm an alcoholic, so you're gonna be an alcoholic. Or my dad was an alcoholic, and I love to drink. My mom did drugs, so I dabble every now and then, but dabbling turns into now you're addicted.
Yep.
So it
Yep.
depends. It depends. That's why you have the different cultures. And like the Indians or they doctors. Asians are known for math. I had a guy on
Hmm.
the phone the other day, and I said, "Hey, what do you do for a profession?" He says, "I'm an accountant." And I laughed. He goes, "Yeah, I know." I said, "I didn't want to say anything because he was Asian. I didn't want to say
Hmm.
anything."
Hmm.
He goes,
Yep.
"I know." He goes, "Yeah, I get
It's
it all the time.
cliche.
I get it all the time." I said, "But that's the norm, right?"
Yep, that's the
It
norm,
didn't change the narrative. What if he wanted to be a comedian? His family probably would have disowned him. like, like,
bro.
but it takes somebody to want to take that risk to find out what they can become, because you can be anything you want to be in this world if you apply yourself or take a risk to step outside the box, the imaginary box, if you want to change the narrative. But if you're not looking to change the narrative, then you're going to be the same no matter what you do in life. I
Damn.
don't know what happens. I always find the same guys. I don't know what happens. I always get in the same situations because you're not changing anything.
Yeah, it's everybody else's fault. It's not your fault.
100%, man. 100%.
Bro, but I love that, man. I love that you said that because there's certain people you look at, just like how you looked at this gentleman. What if this bro told you something completely different, right? What do you do for work? And he was like, I'm a mechanic. Or, you know what I'm saying? If it would have been so dope in that moment because that would have been a head game for you. Where you're like, damn, I automatically assumed that you were an accountant.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
didn't, but I didn't assume what he
No,
said
no,
he
no.
was
I'm
doing.
not saying you did, but that's what we do. That's what we
That
do,
is what
bro.
we do. Asians are known for being good at math. This is just facts. You know,
Yes.
uh, Indians are known for doctors, and their
Doctors.
children
Yep.
have to be doctors. You know,
Mexicans, we're known for landscaping. We do really hard
landscaping,
work.
gardening, right? It's just and black people are just known for fried chicken. Like it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is,
Bro,
man.
I gotta say this. I gotta point this out because one of my homies who is black also said this to me. We were together, and this has been a while, but we were sitting in front of the TV and we were just chopping it up. And why is it, bro? This is how conditioned this stuff is for
Yeah.
people. Commercial came on, and
Mhm.
it was Popeyes. Have you ever listened to the Popeyes commercial?
No.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Yes.
Bro, it
Okay.
is straight up and down from the South, and it is a woman who talks from the South, and she,
Magnolia. Yeah.
bro. And he was like, why is it that I'm listening to somebody from the South when it's Louisiana chicken? And then you get a Qdoba commercial, and the
Uh-huh.
dude is Mexican talking about it. Let's try our new chicken from Qdoba.
Stereotypes, man.
Bro, what is up with that?
Stereotypes, man. It's just the way life is. It's the way they program you to be.
Bro,
It-
come on now.
so
They're programming you.
my daughter is college bound. She has a lot of options, right? Um, my job, our job, me and her mom and I, we wanted to keep her away from what we grew up in. So we made sure she was around diversity, which means there wasn't a lot of her where she went to school. As she got older,
Mm,
she had the opportunity to go to a certain high school, which I let her go. If she wanted to go to a public school, I went to a public school. I turned out fine. So I let her go to public school, and she was surrounded by people who were exactly like her, and it was an eye opener for her. To now college, she's like, I'm thinking about going to uh, a historically black college, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm like, but why?
mm,
But why? Because
yep.
I want to be around people who are like me. I said, I understand that, but hear me out because I'll always play devil's advocate. Hear me out.
Yep. Yep.
Sometimes you need to be around people who are not like you to help people who look like you.
Oh, did she get that?
Yes, but she got it. But
That's
she
dope. That's
because
dope.
it's true. You want to be everybody want if you can't use your comb, don't bring the home. Why? Why?
Oh,
Why do we have these stereotypes? Why do they want us to be a certain way? When you learn that you could be anything that you want to be and do anything that you want to do, life becomes very interesting.
yep.
It doesn't become a rerun. Right now,
Yep.
people live reruns. And this is why the clothes that we used to wear as kids, John, coming right back out. Coming right back out. The way we used to rock our clothes back in the day, you see these kids wearing like, yo, why are your pants 9 size too big? Like,
Yep.
why are your pants sagging? Which
Yep.
I went through that stage, but once I learned where it came from, I'm like, I'm not sagging my pants anymore.
Nah.
Once you learn that it started in prison because guys
Yes.
let other men know that they were available, like I'm okay. You can keep that.
Nah. Nah.
But when you constantly want to live the rerun of generations that happened before you that didn't do with their life, then life, you just exist in life. You just flow through life. But when you go against the grain, like my family, I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest. My sister's the oldest, but I'm the risk taker. I'm
Mm,
little big brother. I'm the risk taker. I am the person that will go out and just walk across the street while there's a green light and see what happens. If a
mm,
car hits me, like I almost made it.
yep.
I made it to the other side. But if I make it to the other side while there's a green light, you're like, that dude is crazy. But
Yeah.
I made it though. I made it. You
Yep.
have you have to be willing to be their what is it? Their what I'm trying to say, a daredevil, so to speak. You got to be a risk taker,
Yeah.
willing to jump off the cliff. It's good to look at the view, like man, look, it's pretty high up here, man. Like, geez, oh, they look like they're having fun down there. Or you put a parachute on, you jump the hell off, and when you pull that cord, you hope that chute opens. you know, um, but yeah, man,
Damn.
yeah,
Damn, that's so good. That's so good, bro. I love that we're talking about this, man, because one of the things you share with me too is, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but you did the flight attendant thing for a while.
I did. My boys laughed at me at first. I did.
Well, bro, I mean, but why? I don't want to say why wouldn't they, other than the fact that you probably didn't know one before then. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
because it's the stereotype.
Exactly.
Flight
You're not
attendants
supposed to
are
do
a
that.
female's job.
Yeah.
And if you do work as a male as a flight attendant, you're gay.
You're gay. Yeah.
Right. So my boys laughed at me until they realized I flew everywhere for free. I could go anywhere I wanted to go for free.
Yep.
And if I wanted to
Yep.
go international, it was only 10% of the actual ticket price. I only had to pay. Then it was, oh, yo, can we go? Nah, bro, we don't fly there. No, we don't
Oh,
fly there.
oh.
That was the excuse I tell me. We don't fly there, bro. We
Yeah.
don't but it was a dope experience, man. Like a good 6 years of my life, seeing the world, meeting different cultures, learning different things, seeing different sights. Like when you travel outside of where you're from, it's a whole different world, and it broadens your
Hmm.
your scope. And like even when I went to South America and I seen how they live out there, when you get out of America, when you get out of America, uh, you see how people live,
The game
and
changer.
you're like, I'm so Americanized. Like,
Yep.
geez, these Louise, I got to start thinking differently. They stick together as a culture, but
They just do it, which is so dope.
but
So
they're
dope.
not they're not uh they're not afraid to help other people.
Oh, dude, they'll in a heartbeat.
They're very friendly,
Hmm.
and they will give the shirt off their back literally. We don't do that here.
No.
There's very few people that do that. And if they do that, they have to record themselves while they're doing that. Hey man, let me let me give you $1. Let me give you $100. And then look at the camera, man. This guy needed help. So I had to give him why? Why do you need to
Right.
publicize that you gave somebody money? That you're
Right.
kind. Just be kind. Just be kind. I feed
Another B, right?
I feed homeless people all the time. I feed whole families, but I don't need to put it on video.
No.
For what? I don't
No.
need notoriety for that shit. Like for what? Be
Nah, bro.
yourself is
The,
more
the the
important.
universe listens to that, man.
Yeah, but be yourself.
You know
Be
what's,
be
bro,
yourself.
that's so dope. That's so, and we can keep going with this, but I'll just say this, bro. Is one experience I had with that was my family and I took trips to Cozumel year over year, and Cozumel, Mexico. And bro, what's dope is that's an island, right? And
Up in there.
the island we would stay, or the side we would stay on, was all the resort side.
Mm-hmm.
One of the times we went, we were talking to some of the locals. They're like, "Yeah, if you ever go to the other side of the island, just make sure you go during the day because they don't have any power, and they work off of generators, and they shut them off at night, so they don't have any power. So if you're going to visit one of the bars over there, make sure that you go during the day because they're only working during the day. As soon as it starts to get dark, that stuff shuts down."
Right.
I'm like, and that's just normal, bro. But it was dope. It was some of the dopest experiences on that side because you want to talk about people that were just so, they were, like you said, being those
Mm-hmm.
people. You just love that because it was so authentic. There was nothing fake about it. And like you said, they're willing to give the shirt off their back.
100%, man. 100%. It's even in the title of who we are. We're human beings.
Mm. Oh,
You could be anything that you want to. You could become anything, right? So I'll start to land the plane on this.
yep.
You could be whatever you want to be, right? You can be a doctor, be a mechanic, be a janitor, or you could be nothing. But you have to make that decision in life and decide if it's something that you want to do. But when you do make that decision, don't blame somebody else for what you chose to do. It is only you that can control you. Nobody else has power over you unless you're in prison. Then then they have power over you. But you can be anything in this world. Believe in yourself, right?
Damn, that's so good.
Believe
That's
in
so
you.
good, bro.
Believe in yourself, and you can be anything. That's why that word is you attach that word to so many things. Become, right? Come, right? Become, like bring it to
Yeah.
yourself. Become
Yep.
anything. But
Yep.
I could go on and on about this topic, man, because it's very powerful because of where we came from to where we are now. You know,
Yeah.
we had to go down a road, embark on a journey, and see certain things to be where we are at right now.
That's true.
Right? I could be sleeping, but I chose to get my behind up and be on this podcast with you. we are choosing to be different from everybody else, even though everybody's doing podcasts. It's not what I'm talking about. I don't look at the numbers. I post,
Nope.
I close it. Because as long as we reach somebody else, we're doing what we're supposed to do. As long as
That's
we
right.
we reach that one person that needs to hear this, we're doing what we're supposed to do. So they can be who they're supposed to be. Because somebody right now in the world is waiting for you to be who you're supposed to be so they can become who they're supposed to be.
Damn. Damn, I love that every single time you say that, bro. That never gets old.
My mentor Q told me one time, never left my brain. But
Damn, dude.
if you want something to say, then we can end it on that note.
Nah, bro, that's too good, man. I can't really follow that one up. At the end of the
Well,
day, bro, at the end of the day, I'll just say this. Quiet that voice in your head that says that you cannot be that because of a stereotype or because of the color of your skin or because of who you think you already are. Quiet that. Just
boom.
go do it. And you know what? When people start looking at you funny, then you're doing something right. So I'm gonna keep that short and simple, bro. I got my shot here. So
Yes, sir.
we forgot
And
last
we
week.
forgot last week, so I doubled it up. Look, I got
Oh,
more here. We forgot last week, so I'm like, I gotta put a little bit more in here, man. But cheers to you, brother. As you
absolutely.
know, if this is your first time watching, I say this every episode. This is not alcohol. We do not sip on the spirits. That is
Nope.
water that he's drinking, and
Straight up.
this is a mental drink that I'm drinking as well. All right,
Cheers.
some good stuff. But this has been another episode of Straight Talk, No Chaser. I am your host, L. Gregory, aka Lee Knows, accompanied by.
The 5280 man, John Alvarado, Colorado. Did I just hyphenate my name? Yeah,
You
I
did.
did.
You did.
Appreciate you, bro. As always, man, we're always just doing this stuff on the fly, and there is no edit button, so you get what you get.
There's no edit in life. You can't rewind time. So until next time, we out.